Hello, welcome back to Learn Economy. In this video, we are going to understand poverty as a challenge. How social scientists see poverty. It is something which is different from how common people see poverty, right? In the case of social scientists, they measure poverty and they measure poverty by using certain indicators like consumption, income, illiteracy level, lack of general assistance due to malnutrition, healthcare access lack, lack of job opportunities, lack of safe drinking water. So all these kinds of indicators are used by social scientists or economists to measure poverty. Social exclusion is an important factor which leads to poverty, and we have to understand what social exclusion is when we understand the term poverty. Social exclusion is actually the process in which poor people are barred from enjoying certain basic facilities, benefits, opportunities that the rich enjoy. For example, job opportunities. When highly qualified, educated people, rich people, are able to access high profile employment opportunities, the poor who are not able to access good education and lack good education qualification, they are actually barred from good employment opportunities or opportunities of employment with high profile. Next, vulnerability is also an important concept which is associated with poverty. It describes the increasing probability of certain backward communities of becoming or remaining poor in the coming years. That means that these people are in the verge of poverty and they can fall into the trap of poverty anytime. We have to understand what poverty line is. Actually, it is an imaginary line. There is nothing called a hard poverty line, but or a physical in or poverty line in physical sense. Actually, it is an imaginary line, but this line is very important in order to estimate poverty with respect to any country, whether the country is a developed country or a developing country. That doesn't matter. But the poverty line as a conceptual element is very important for every country, and but the point in which the line is drawn, that can be different, or that is actually different for different countries. In the case of India, we could see that poverty line is defined by a minimum level of food, clothing, footwear, fuel and light, education, medical requirements. All these kinds of aspects are taken into account. Actually, in India, we what we do is that the poverty line is estimated on the basis of the calorie requirement. Poverty line was fixed at rupees 816 per month for rural areas and 1000 per month for urban areas in 2011-12. Actually, this is a revised estimate, and before that, the calorie requirement specified was a bit different. And now we have got the revised estimate. The poverty ratios in the case of India, we could see that it has declined from 45% in 93-94 to 37.2% in 2004-2005. In 2011-12, 22% of people were below poverty line, and the number of people has decreased from 470 million in 2004-5 to 270 million in 2011-12. The average annual decline was 2.2% during 2004-5 to 2011-12. We have seen the vulnerable groups with respect to poverty. I mean, we have understood the idea of vulnerability with respect to poverty, and we have to see that there are certain vulnerable groups as a result of increasing poverty. These can be scheduled caste people, scheduled tribes people, the people who belong to the socially disadvantaged category. Rural agriculture labor households and also the urban casual labor households, they are considered to be more vulnerable compared to other groups, economic groups, to fall into the trap of poverty. And also we could see that there exists some interstate disparities with respect to poverty. That means that the poverty situation in Kerala cannot be the same as what we could see in the case of Bihar. A secular decline has been observed in state level poverty from early 1970s, but the success rate actually varies between the states. In the case of global poverty scenario, we could see that in developing economies, the proportion of people living in the extreme economic poverty, it has decreased from 35% in 1990 to 10.68% in 2013. Why there is a rapid growth in economic, why there is a decline in poverty is mainly because there is a rapid economic growth or rapid economic development. Why development? It is mainly as a result of huge investment in human resource. And this is what we could see in the case of China and Southeastern Asian countries, where there is a substantial decline in poverty as a result of rapid economic growth and huge investment. Having understood many things about poverty, let's understand the basic causes of poverty. In the case of India, we could see that poverty is mainly due to failure of economic growth and population control. We cannot say that India is not growing, but India is growing, but the growth is not penetrated. The benefits of not this growth is not penetrated into the ground level. Growth rate per capita income is quite low. Poverty, we could see that poverty in urban areas is also there, in addition to what we could see in the case of rural areas. Huge income inequality is another problem which lead to poverty. But the basic problem here is that it is not with respect to income, but it is with respect to the distribution of income. We have unequal distribution of income, and also the benefits of growth is ensured by a minor section of population, and majority of people who are who belong to the middle class or lower class. These people are not able to enjoy the benefits of growth in the Indian economy. That is the main reason why there is a unequal distribution. That is the main reason for the unequal inequality in India economy, and also poverty situation in Indian economy. The government of India has taken various measures to deal with the situation of poverty in the country. We could see that Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which was introduced in 2005, which assured 100 days of assured employment for the people who registered under this program, would be getting employment opportunities. And there is Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana to deal with poverty. Then Rural Employment Generation Program, which would be helping the rural poor people to seek employment opportunities. Swarna Jayanti Gram Rozgar Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana, Antyodaya Anna Yojana, all these schemes are actually helping the people who are mainly in the urban, in the rural areas, to come out of the situation of poverty. Antyodaya Anna Yojana it is a scheme which will lead to the food distribution. It's a scheme which is related to food distribution, and we could see that there are programs not only in the rural areas, but there are programs in the urban areas as well, because we have seen that in the case of India, we are not facing the situation of rural poverty alone. We do have a situation of urban poverty as well. So we have to deal with all the rural poverty and urban poverty simultaneously to equip our country to come out of the situation of poverty. What are the challenges ahead? We have seen that the government of India has taken various measures, various policies, various programs to deal with the situation of poverty. We are actually fighting a lot to deal with the situation of poverty, but still there exists poverty situation in India. And in this case, Indian government or the government of India is facing a lot of challenges. We have to cross a lot of barriers which are still ahead in our country or in our pathway, which help our country to have a poverty less scenario. So what are the challenges? Rural and urban areas, we have to see that there exists a wide gap between rural and urban areas. This is one of the challenge, and some of the social and economic groups are vulnerable to poverty. Why they are vulnerable? Because of the unequal distribution of income. And Improvements would result from economic growth, universal free elementary education, declining population. So all these kinds of improvements are there, but the effects of the same or the benefits of the same is not penetrated to the ground level, or the people who are in the grassroots level are not enjoying the benefits. And poverty would be eradicated only when the challenge like low income, inadequate healthcare, education, job security, gender disparity, disrespect for poor, etc. are overcome. So that's all for today. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos, and please be a part of my Telegram group and Telegram channel to discuss your doubts. Before concluding, let me tell you that the Indian government is still taking programs and policies to fight poverty. So if you have any doubt, you can post your doubts in the comment box, or you can discuss the same in the Telegram group or Telegram channel. I'll be providing the links of these in the description box. That's all for today. Thank you.